What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I want to use this opportunity to talk to you about this action camera, and more importantly the pixels coming out of it. This camera comes with 3 movie sizes, that is 1080p at 15 frames per second. You can also choose between 720p at 30 frames per second and 640p at 30 frames per second. It would be nice to see something slightly more generous, but at this price range you can't really ask for much. So guys, running this camera at 1080p, I found in a lot of the footage it was skipping frames, which is very unfortunate. This makes it extremely hard to export video in anything Final Cut Pro, iMovie, simply because there'll be one frame in like maybe an hour video which is missing, and you have to go frame by frame and find where the frame is missing, which is really annoying if you're on a tight schedule. The video quality suffered a lot from white noise. This is obviously because it's a cheaper sensor in there. There's not a lot of processing power, and I just don't think it can handle this resolution. I personally think it should be sold as a 720p camera. Now, I was running this camera at 720p is slightly better. There's a lot less white noise and it works perfectly in high light conditions. I say high, I mean like outdoors, all that kind of stuff. However, it still struggles in low light conditions, which is perfectly normal for a camera of this price range. Now, this camera was £40, so you really can't argue. It also skipped frames at 720p, which is slightly annoying, but it did reduce the amount of frames skipped, which is slightly better. Now guys, I'm not sure if it is the need to format the card which is causing these issues. Now, it cannot be the SD card because this camera requires a class 10 SD card, and I run it using a class 10 micro SD card from Kingston, which is a heck of a lot more advanced than the actual camera itself, so I have no idea why it skips frames. Now, this is probably just because it is a cheap camera. So guys, overall I believe you are getting quite a lot of pixel out of a camera that costs near enough £40, sometimes even cheaper. Now, at £40 you could get a 32GB SD card. Being able to get a camera at this price is absolutely incredible. Now, it does skip frames, and I've talked about that, and it is a bit of a bummer, but you are paying £40 for a camera that records 720p in fair lightness at a decent quality. Now, it is advertised for 1080p, which is really annoying because I just don't think it actually pumps out 1080p. It's like taking pictures and then just lining them up. But overall guys, I think if you are looking for a super cheap camera to get started with, this may be an option. If you're on a tight budget and you can't afford the latest and greatest GoPro, or even a GoPro Hero 1, it might be worth going for something like this.